Guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Micheline. I focus on fashion and style. If you do love fashion and a good styling moment, because we know that fashion and style to different things, then I'm sure you will like it here. Click the subscribe button and please turn your bell on for any updates. You guys, I see that numbers are going up, but the views aren't. There will be no way for you to know that I shared a new video if you don't get that bell on. So please make sure you do turn your notification bell on. And please remember to share with another fashion lover. And of course, if you're not new here, thank you so very much for being a part of this community. Today's video, it's a bit different. We are reflecting on the year of 2025. Last year, a few of my prayers were answered, so I want to take some time to reflect on them. So we are going to do my top moment of 2025. And of course, I would also love to hear yours. So if you want to reflect with me, stick around and let's get right into the video. So the number one moment of my 2025 was becoming a YouTube partner. 4 years, you guys. 4 years on being on YouTube. I've been praying, working hard, showing up every time for myself, but it wasn't happening. I was like, oh my gosh, God, what's going on? Like, YouTube doesn't like me, nobody likes me, you know those things. If you are a creator, then you know how hard it is to come on here, turn your camera on, create. First of all, come with content ideas and writing things down and other things and editing. Do not even let me start with editing. So for you to shop every day, spend that money and all those things without seeing the result, it's hard. It's not for the weak at all. I mean, if you're into it just for money, you won't even be able to do it. Thank God, I love this little thing that I do. Even though I'm not growing as much, even though I'm not making money, I love doing this YouTube content. I love creating content in general. Turning my camera makes me happy. It's always the highlight of my day. But it feels good to be rewarded. So when I received that email from YouTube, congratulations, you are a YouTube partner, I cried. I'm like, God, thank you. It feels good to see that your hard work, it's finally paying. Even though, again, you are not doing it solely for the money. Don't get me wrong, I want the money. I would be a thief if I came on here and tell you that I'm not into it for the money. That's a lie, and I'm not a good liar. But I just happen to be blessed. I feel blessed to do something that I absolutely love. And getting paid for it feels even better. It's the cherry on top. Even though I feel like my community hasn't found me yet, loving what I do still pushes me to show up every week for myself. So being monetized was a big deal. And it happened at the beginning of the year, which was even better for me because to me it set the tone that we are starting the year great. Becoming a YouTube partner was one of my top moments of 2025. I used to dream about it, I used to pray about it, and it finally came true. Another big moment for me was finally having a normal driver's license. If you did watch the vlog last year when I was going to the DMV, then you remember I was given or awarded a driver's license of only 1 year. It was valid only for 1 year. And with my immigration status, I had to go through hoops and loops. Is that how you say it? They finally gave me a regular driver's license. One thing about living in Texas, driving is a must, and not having a driver's license limited my life. I was stuck. My husband had to drive me everywhere. It was hard for me to navigate. Like, I couldn't live a normal life, and just the mental hardship of it, going up and down, filling out this type of paper, being denied, no, this is not a good paper, all of those things. It was so much mentally, but thank God for resilience. Thank God for prayers, God answered, and I was able to have my driver's license. I know this is not a big deal for some people, but for some of us, it's a huge deal because you feel free. So yeah, that's the reason why this was one of my biggest moments of year 2025. Now looking back, I was like, wow, I didn't realize it was going to be hard. The first one was given to me easily, so I thought renewing it would also be easy, but I didn't realize that it wasn't going to be like a renewal, but literally starting over, like I never had a driver's license before, which was very weird. But we do not focus on the past. I'm just grateful that I finally have a driver's license. Now I'm free. I can drive in the state of Texas without any problem. One of my dreams living in this country was always to be free, to just live a normal life like everybody else. But as an immigrant, that can only be a dream for some. For a long time, it was only a dream for me as well, because even though I was free, out here I wasn't free because I was very limited into doing certain things like to travel internationally. A year after having my green card, I was finally able to travel outside of the country, which was to Mexico. If you watched the vlog, then you remember we talked about it. After having my driver's license, the next step was for me to be actually able to travel, because you have to be able to have an ID besides your passport. And of course, you need to have a green card in my case. So I took my first international trip last year after many years of living in this country. It felt surreal. A lot of feelings, emotions were going through me. Like I didn't know how to feel because it felt like a dream. I wasn't sure if I would be let back in the country. With the climate that we live in, it's so scary to be in my position, because though you know that you have not done anything wrong, you still watch TV, you know what's happening in the country, so it's frightening. It is really, really scary. But with trust in God and my husband's support, I was able to go to Mexico. I took my first trip. It was successful and I came back successfully. If I'm ever ungrateful to God, I hope that I never forget that moment, because I have heard, and I'm sure you have too, how many people who are in good standing in the country weren't able to come back after they left the territory. That could have happened to me as well. I am not special. I am not better than anybody else. So I had that in the back of my mind. That's why I was in fear. But thank God for proving himself faithful. That did not happen. So hands down, that was one of my 2025 moments. Hands down. And I'm ready to go back. As much as I wanted to become a YouTube partner and finally make money, which is not the case yet, seeing my family was the top #1 moment of year 2025. Seeing my family was the ultimate #1 moment. 19 years, you guys, 19 years I have not seen my family, and to be able to finally go to France to see my family was an out-of-body experience. Literally, I don't know even what that means, but every day I woke up, did everything, to me was a dream. You don't know how much I prayed, how much I feared that the moment will never happen, how much I feared that when or if it ever happens, I will not be able to see my family members, because anything can happen. That paralyzed me. But I still prayed. I still hoped that one day that will become true. To me, I understood what people meant when they say I'm living in my answered prayers, because that was my #1 prayer. Please God, let me see my family. 19 years, and God opened the door. I was able to travel overseas, and I was with my family for 2 weeks. It's not a lot, but I am so grateful for every moment that I've spent with them. Seeing my mom, seeing my siblings, my nephews that I have never seen in real life. Thank God for technology though, don't get me wrong, but nothing can compare you seeing your people, hugging them, eating with them, laughing with them, all those little moments, to FaceTiming them. Nothing at all. So words will never ever explain how grateful I am for that moment. The biggest moment of my year 2025, the biggest moment. So if I really have to think of the year 2025, for me, at least in so many years, it was the best, just for those things. So I am so grateful. Like, yeah, I don't have any words. I can talk about this until tomorrow. I'm just immensely thankful for that moment. If you watch the vlog, then you know what I'm talking about. Forever grateful for that. Another top moment of my 2025 was finally living fibroid free. In November 2024, I did my surgery. So last year was the healing journey, and I had to learn how to live without fibroids, getting to know my body again. But I love my relationship with my scar, because I have a long big scar, a vertical one in my stomach. Having nightmares and having PTSD of me bleeding. To have that new life without fibroids, when I've dealt with it forever, almost my entire adult life, it's something that you can only experience, something that I can't even explain, but I simply know that I'm grateful for. On the 22nd of November, it was 1 year post-surgery, and I'm still dealing with it. I'm still learning how to love my body, because my body has changed and those things, but it's a beautiful scar. It's a beautiful body despite it all, because now I get to live a normal life. I get to go out without being scared of staining my clothes. I don't have to feel uncomfortable. I don't have to be told, oh, congrats on your pregnancy, because when people saw me, they assumed I was pregnant. I didn't care about that. All I cared about was my health, but it just feels okay to live a normal life. And for me, that's a moment to celebrate. That's something that I am grateful for. So yeah, hands down, one of my top moments of 2025. What are yours? I would love to hear about yours. Please share in the comments. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found it inspirational and hopeful. If you liked it, for whatever reason, you guys, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more fashion and style content. Please do not forget to turn your bell on and share with another fashion lover. As always, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.